Hello and welcome once again here for the Great Lakes Cup Series for the Windshield Deep 175 here at Richmond Raceway. We would like to thank Windshield Deep for sponsoring today's event. A lot of members of the iRacing community know all about Windshield Deep. Windshield Deep is the voice of grassroots racing, especially in the Southeast. They do a lot of trackside live shows, and they also have a podcast that y'all should definitely check out if you love short track racing and love NASCAR just in general. Follow them on Facebook, Twitter. And we're going to run 175 laps here today around Richmond Raceway. On the pole, we have Josh Cottle, and then the booth today, I have Gavin, and then down, of course, down in the pits, we have Alex. How y'all doing today?
Doing really good. Looking forward to a good short track race here tonight. We got, a pretty decently sized field here, 24 cars. Everyone's showing up like usual. I'm sure we're in for a good one.
Yeah, I can't wait for this one tonight. We got a nice, very difficult short track and a car that's pretty hard to drive, so it's going to make this be quite an interesting race. There's only 15 drivers that actually qualified for the race tonight.
Yeah, this should definitely be a lot of fun. We're going to have around 23 cars out there competing for this victory tonight. The guy I'm really watching out for is RJ Williams. I know he's starting near the back, starting around 15th. Didn't look like he got a very good qualifying run in, as 15 drivers only qualified. I think he was that last guy that qualified. I'm expecting him to come from the back, but we're going to give you our starting lineup as they begin to pull off. Josh Cottle, like I said, is on the pole. And then on his outside, you have Christopher Heller, your points leader.
Following them up in the second row, you got Zachary Henry with another strong qualifying effort, and Elliot Henderson.
In the next row, we have Austin Moore on the inside, looking for a good run. And on the outside, the always exciting Jacob Bransky.
Behind them, you got Brandon Barkuski and the new Monster Energy paint scheme here as they're coming to the green flag. Oh, never mind. They will not be coming to the green flag this time. Well, on the outside of them, you got a Monster Energy row here in Brandon Barkuski on the inside and Hunter on the outside.
Then the next row, in row number 5, you have Phil Bedford on the inside, who's shown a lot of speed the last few weeks. And then on the outside, you have William Barbagelata.
Following in behind them, you got Spencer Dickinson, followed by Shane Neiswanger.
Row number 7, you have Nathan Nicholson in the number 47 on the inside and Lewis Woodall on the outside.
Followed behind them, you got Nick Martin and RJ Williams.
Next row, you have Mark Brannigan and Tyler Grenut. And they're coming into turns 3 and 4. The pace car is pulling off. And Josh Cottle's going to lead him to the green flag here at Richmond Raceway. And the green flag is out for the Windshield Deep 175 at Richmond. Cottle with a great start.
Yeah, Cottle got off to a really good jump here as they seem to, actually not be that close together coming into that first corner. Elliot Henderson already on the charge looking for that second position from Chris Heller. Seems to be getting a run here up off the high side, but Heller will get him coming into 3 and 4.
Heller looking to clear him off 4, and he will. Right behind these guys is Zachary Henry. He's been looking good the last couple of weeks. A good qualifying effort once again from Henry. Very early on this run, and there's a battle going on for the 5th spot between Madalinas and Bransky.
Yeah, Zach has had a very good couple runs here, hoping he can keep that up as Hunter and Bransky seem to get that situation sorted out behind them there for 5th. And, we've single filed out for the most part. The next battle I see was Brandon and Barb, but they settled down, and Spencer Dickinson and Shane Neiswanger, followed by Lewis Woodall and Nathan Nicholson, is really where the next battle is. And it looks like Spencer's going to clear Shane here. Oh, never mind. Shane's going to get a bit of a run here. Spencer's not going to move up to block that run. Way too early in the race to be doing that as they're side by side coming into 3 and 4 here.
Well, that was going on. Brandon Barkuski has moved himself up a spot, getting past Austin Moore. And now Barbagelata in the number 27, Mr. Excitement. He's going to go underneath the number 91 of Austin Moore, who seems to be taking a little easy early on in this run in the number 91 machine.
Barb got really swirly off the corner there. I think he's pushing a little too hard here, but we'll see in the long run as looks like he will clear Austin Moore here coming into the corner and will take over sole possession of that 8th position.
William Barbagelata gets clear of Austin Moore. It looks like there'll be stuff going on in the back as Shane Neiswanger is up near the wall. I'm not sure what happened there. number 49 of Niswanger.
There's contact between him and the 88 of Mark Brannigan right there. Is Shane not too happy about it? As Lewis Woodall gets a little squirrely too, and whoa, is they're hopefully going to settle this out here as it's looking a little scary. So we're going to be 2 by 2, 2 rows deep. And it looks like, they almost touched coming off the corner. Not quite though, and they're still going at it.
It's a little early here in Richmond to take the fenders off, but that's just short track racing. And there they go! There they go! It's Brannigan and Woodall into the grass. And it looks like the green flag has stayed out, actually.
Yeah, those guys are off. Those guys are off down in the grass.
They're off the racing surface. The race stays green here in Richmond.
As everyone else, this might be a bit of a wake-up call here. As I say that, I look and see Hunter and Bransky going up side by side here, looking for the 5th position here. As it looks like Bransky's going to clear him off the high side here. Looks like Bransky will take over possession of that 5th spot, coming off a very strong run from him at Kansas last week.
Madalinas and Bransky look like they're on the move, but we have a replay here from the prior incident between the number 88 of Brannigan and Lewis Woodall. Let's take another look at this, guys. Coming off the corner, there's some contact right here coming off of turn 2. It's kind of the initial start of this incident, and they drive into 3. Both of them are already pretty irritated from contact. And Woodall comes down a little bit, and Brannigan looks like he came up a little bit. Maybe even some net code helped there. They both just wreck right off the track, so no caution flag.
Definitely looks like there that they were both just kind of going for the same space there, and ended up turning each other. And a little bit of net code there. I think the net code is really what sent them down into the grass, but they were really gonna touch there regardless. So sucks for those two guys, but you know, they seem to be going pretty well. The damage isn't too bad on those two cars, so they'll pick it up and get right back at it, I'm sure.
Still very early on, 175 laps here today at Richmond, so a long race, a lot of time to make that up. I would not be surprised if we see a couple cautions here today, but these guys have singled out, taking it pretty easy for the most part here early. As you're looking at Elliot Henderson, he's beginning to drive down Christopher Heller and Josh Cottle.
Yeah, Josh Cottle pulling away here to a pretty decent gap. You know, he's taking it easy on his tires here. Seems to just, him and Heller seem to be very close, I'd say, in lap times, but so nothing to report. But Elliot seems to be a little faster than both of them. So Josh is up here and, you know, the clean air saving his tires a little bit, while Heller and Elliot are stuck kind of with each other, kind of drafting, burning up those tires. Heller's going to try and defend Elliot with all he has, but Cottle clear away in the wind.
Josh Cottle started on the pole here today, and he's looked good so far these first 12 laps. Looks like he's just taking his time, not trying to waste his tires. He hasn't really driven too far out ahead of Heller or Henderson, as Henderson continues to close in on Heller lap after lap. I can see Henderson maybe making a move, maybe coming into 3 this time, or maybe coming into 1 next time, as he's right there at this point.
Yeah, as both these drivers very strong at Richmond. I know at least last year in the Truck Series, these two basically had the race on lockdown until we ran into some server issues, and it threw a lot of people out of the servers. So they didn't end up winning. Phil Bedford actually ended up winning the race, but still, those two drivers extremely strong here at Richmond.
I think they're pretty much strong about anywhere they go. Christopher Heller and Elliot Henderson, we talk about them every week. These guys are just, they're so strong week in and week
a
out.
wreck in the back. Number 81 got pushed into the outside wall. Tyler Greno is in the accident.
Oh my goodness. And here's the caution I was just talking about. Thank you, Alex, by the way. Tyler got around in the number 81 machine, that Craftsman Ford. I'm going to try to get you a replay here within the few moments, hopefully, on that Richmond incident. Still very early on. Here's the replay. Looks like a little contact. Maybe Seth Harrelson in the 07 sent the 81 up into the wall, and he wasn't able to hang on. A very hard hit into the wall for the 81 machine, as he's currently on pit road.
Yeah, that 81 seemed to have hit hard, but the damage doesn't seem to be that bad. Maybe only some right side damage. It depends on what angle he hit. He seemed to hit the back end first, so the back end really absorbed most of that impact. So, you know, I'm expecting him to be mostly fine here. Yeah, so I don't know. That'll be close to see what the damage is.
It's still very early on in a track like Richmond. You don't necessarily need to have a perfect car, so he can survive with a little bit of damage. but we're going to see how the damage affects the number 81 machine, as he was running around 15th at the time of the incident.
Obviously, these short tracks, it's not like you have to worry about like aerodynamics or anything like that, so I'm sure both these guys will get right back to it. Or not these two guys, but the 81, I'm sure he'll get right back at it with battling for position.
You see the 86 driving by on the outside. Brandon White is your lucky dog. I think he might have had some computer or internet issues before the race, and he started the race, unfortunately, 5 laps down. Now he goes to 4 laps down in the number 86 machine, hoping on a good amount of caution so he can get back on the lead lap tonight.
Yeah, just taking a quick look right now, he's currently 4 laps down, so he will be 3 when we come back, and just depending on how, you know, the crashes or the accidents, you know, settle out, he could very well end up back on the lead lap here, but Tyler Greneau going 1 lap down, so he may inherit that lucky dog spot if he comes back out on the track to log some laps.
Brandon White just passing by for his lucky dog, was 5 laps down, is now 4 laps down in number 86 machine. A very long race, a lot of laps, and cautions breed cautions, especially in the second half of these races for the Great Lakes Series, whether it's the Cup cars or the trucks. Seems to have around the same result. Cautions breed cautions. People begin to get a little bit aggressive, and especially in the second half of these races. Looking at Christopher Heller, though. Christopher Heller has been so strong all season. He's yet to finish outside the top 5.
Yeah, Heller having a very good start to the season, and it's really shown in the points here. Halfway through, he has a pretty sizable gap in the points, and that's a good thing. This isn't like the Truck Series where it's a win and you're in format. It's just one long season, so Heller's set himself up really good here, finished inside the top 5 all 6 races so far, so, you know, if Heller's the man to beat right now in the points.
So some of y'all out there that missed the Winston Cup style point system, this is your Winston Cup Series right here, the Great Lake Cup Series. There is no playoffs. It's just you have to fight the whole season, and right now Heller has a 33-point lead, so he has a pretty big gap on a lot of these guys. But if he has a bad race or two, some of these guys like Phil Bedford, Jacob Baranski, Elliot Henderson, Zachary Henry, some of these guys can catch back up in points as they're not too far back.
Yeah, I think Heller, last time I checked, I believe he's almost a whole race in front of these guys when it comes to the point standings. So, he's put himself in a really good spot. And if someone doesn't start to chew at that lead now, they might not get the chance by the time we come to the season finale.
1 or 2 crashed race cars from the 11 could really change everything, but the lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go green flag racing this time by. Cottle's going to once again start up front, but this time with Heller to his outside in the number 11 machine, and Elliot Henderson right behind him. Should be an interesting restart as the pace car pulls off, and Cottle takes the green flag. Ooh, a little swirly from the number 37. I thought 37 was going to spin out for a second there. Elliot Henderson.
Yeah, has a little bit of wheel spin here as the tires are only 20 laps old, so that surprises me a little bit, but he still fired off pretty good, didn't lose too much time to the 11, as Heller immediately setting his sights here on Josh Cottle as we're taking a look at RJ Williams in the windshield deep 21 back there, trying to claw his way back through the field, currently up 5 positions from his starting spot, up in 11th.
I mentioned RJ Williams in the broadcast earlier. I expect him to be the tough guy today. He was second quickest in practice a couple weeks ago at Phoenix. He was the guy to beat. He won the race. And then last season at Iowa, he led the most laps, but he wasn't able to get the job done there. So this type of track really fits his wheelhouse.
Yeah, RJ's extremely strong at these short tracks, so expect him to be a threat here. Is taking a look at the standing or the race results last year. We didn't go to many short tracks, but depending on if you count New Hampshire as a short track, your short track winners are Elliott Spencer, RJ, and I believe Daniel Nanny, who is, I don't believe, in this race. So those are the guys, those are your previous short track winners in the Cup Series here. So watch out for them to make big moves today as we see them go 3 wide back there. Aaron Duclos 3 wide with, I believe that is Kyle Munson, as they settle that out quickly, as Nick Martin marred back there at 19th. That's interesting for him, as weird to see him struggling like this.
Well, I actually have an update on Nick Martin. He was one of the few on the last caution that came down pit road. Mark Brannigan as well, who was the one who took it 3 wide, also is on 4 tires currently.
Thank you for the update, Alex. As you were mentioning that, the 25 and the 27 beginning to get into kind of a heated battle over here. Barkuski looked like he really wanted to hang on to the spot at lap ago, and Barber really sent it in there, and they almost made contact, and these guys are racing really hard right now for what's the 6th spot right now.
Got really loose off that corner. I don't think, yeah, that's not going to work, buddy. That won't stick.
And Mr. Excitement.
Mr. Excitement is all out of excitement as he'll begin to drop back.
Barber Gelada begin to battle out Austin Moore, but then you see that windshield deep machine, the windshield deep forward of RJ Williams. He's really just picking him up and putting him down as he's just coming through the field, as he's approaching Barber Gelada and Austin Moore to try to get up here and battle for the 8th spot.
Yeah, that windshield deep forward wants to win the windshield deep race, so watch for him to, keep charging up forward here, as he seems to be moving forward already, up 6 spots. Currently your biggest mover. Oh, pardon me, never mind. Drew Cox is actually the biggest mover with 8 positions, and RJ only has 6, but RJ looking to make it 7 here on the inside of Barb. Will he clear him? Not on this straightaway, but I believe RJ will get him coming into the corner here. Well, maybe not, as they look like they're going to bang doors a little. RJ, I believe, yep, RJ is going to clear him into 3 and 4 as Barb hits the wall, almost turns down into, who is that? I believe that's Mark Brannigan. And that looked a little scary there for Barb for a second.
Definitely a very close call for Barber Gelada right there. Almost getting up into the wall and coming back down across the track, almost getting into Brannigan. Real close calls for the 27, but what do you expect out of Mr. Excitement? Still very early on. William Barber Gelada back to the 11th spot after struggling the last few laps. But like I said, still very early on in this race. He can come back from that. As RJ Williams continues to move up, he's beginning to put pressure on Austin Moore now for the 8th spot.
Drew Cox there seemed to get to the inside as RJ putting... as there's a lot of battles going on. RJ moving to the inside here of Austin. All gets a little loose off the corner as Mark Brannigan looking to come get him here. But RJ looking to clear the 91 to set his sights on Hunter and Brandon, Brandon just leapfrog Hunter in the 2 Monster Energy machines fighting.
I would like to update our viewers while that was going on. Elliot Henderson has gotten past Christopher Heller. He made a good pass on him on the front stretch. Was able to clear him.
This is such a good race. There's so many different battles. There's battles all through the field here. And we just happened to miss the one for second, but... there's a... Lewis Woodall's around on the backstretch, guys. I don't know if that'll bring out a yellow. It will not, as he'll reset and get out of the way, but... just madness all throughout this racetrack as Spencer Dickinson's almost up in the wall behind them. As you see the smoke there from the Lewis Woodall machine.
Richmond always puts on a good show. Always some great racing.
Spencer's right up in the wall. He's going to get it off. Will he clear Drew here? Spencer's riding that outside line there. What? I don't know if that's like a secret strategy I don't know about, but he is wall riding.
I've went to Richmond many times as a kid, and I've never seen this in my life. This is definitely something new.
So obviously he gets the move done on Drew there as Drew gets a little loose. This is interesting, as for a second there it looked like Phil Bedford was going to follow him. He will not, though.
Well, there's a little information I do have about that. Richmond Raceway is one of the few racetracks that received a grip strip multi-lane update, which made the high lane actually somewhat viable at this racetrack.
Wow, that is a great piece of information, Alex. I appreciate that a lot. As Dickinson really drove it hard into 1 and 2, almost got in the wall. You're looking at RJ Williams. He continues to move through the field. Gavin, RJ looks so strong right now.
Yeah, we said it. We said watch out for RJ, been strong all season. had some bad luck the last couple races. He's obviously looking for a big rebound here. Would be good to put the windshield deep forward in the windshield deep race. Would be good for him to win this, but...
Oh, and Drew Cox is around, the number 22. Like Drew Cox might have spun around the backstretch and big contact. And the caution flag is out.
Bill Bedford, Drew Cox, Shane Niswanger all involved.
Cal
Oh,
Munson
man.
as well, also hitting that.
Big accident there on the backstretch. Drew Cox spun it around to the number 22. Not sure if he got help. You saw it on the very back end of the camera there. Wondering if he got some help on that one. We're looking at the number 22 at Drew Cox right now driving around with the destroyed race car. Very unfortunate. A couple of destroyed race cars out there after that one.
That Drew Cox machine is absolutely destroyed here. That's just unfortunate getting a replay here. It looks like, oh, Spencer got off that wall funny, and it just kind of triggered a bit of a domino effect there as everyone got involved, and I believe that's Munson plowed into Phil Bedford and Spencer Dickinson getting into the back of Drew there. That's a lot of strong race cars involved.
You got to feel for Bedford. Bedford coming into this race second in the points, the closest to Heller. And his day is probably done, unfortunately, in the number 20 machine, as they're going to take another look at it here. You see Spencer Dickinson all the way up against the wall like he's been doing the last few laps. It looked like he just came off the wall. A little awkward right there. Oh, no. It's next time by. But here it is. Here's a view right here. Spencer Dickinson just comes off the wall a little awkwardly and really upsets Drew Cox's car. Drew Cox reacting to it, really upsetting his car, and Bedford just had nowhere to go, and then Munson had nowhere to go as well, and Niswanger.
Yeah, that just seemed, to be a bit of a chain reaction there. Spencer got bad off the corner, so then, Spencer got off the corner bad, so then Drew kind of, twitched the steering wheel to try and maybe get away from the spinning car, and as he did that, he lost it himself and ended up turning Phil. So that's really just unfortunate there, is to see on board with Drew there as he just gets turned right in the wall. That car is destroyed. They're done for the day.
Chad is right. Richmond is madness. This race has been pretty madness so far. It's been a great race though so far. And update you on the 86 of Brandon White. He is 4 laps down. If you're just tuning into the broadcast, he is currently 4 laps down. Started the race 4 or 5 laps down because of, I'm thinking, computer or internet issues.
Yeah, and most likely from him. Sucks to see it, but I'm sure he's going to rebound, trying to, grind some laps out. And
Well, he has received at least 1 lap back. He is 3 laps down now, actually.
I know we missed the fact that Brandon Barkuski, Mark Brannigan, Nick Martin, all staying out here. The 3 cars up front, I believe they all took tires last pit stop, except for Brandon. So the 88 and the 42 are on slightly older tires from that last caution. But it'll be interesting to see here. I don't know if Brandon pitted last yellow. I don't believe he did, but maybe Alex could give us an update on that.
No, Brandon Barkuski had not pit, so currently he's out on 40-lap old tires, and I'm just questioning the decision right now.
Brandon Barkuski's staying out on those old tires, maybe trying to get some track position, maybe trying to save some tire sets.
Yeah, Alex, do you know how many sets of tires they have in the pits?
Sadly, I do not, actually. That is something I'm hoping to figure out here soon, but I believe they should at least have enough to have pit this time by. I mean, 40 laps into a 175-lap event, you should have pit there, but hey, we'll see if there's enough cautions later on.
Pace car is off, and Barkuski is going to lead him down to the green. Good restart for the number 25. He's able to jump in front of Mark in the number 88 machine, and Nick Martin, he has the fresh. He's on those old tires as well, and Josh Cottle's on those fresh tires up high, and he's kind of boxed in there.
Ooh, that was close. As Josh Cottle will clear the 42, and Elliot Henderson also trying to clear him. As they're 3 wide back there. There goes Chris Heller to the outside of his teammate, and they're going to be 3 wide coming off of 4. as Josh Cottle retakes the lead from Brandon Barkuski on the outside, but absolute madness in the back there.
Nick Martin is falling hard in that 42 machine. He gets loose off the corner right in front of Austin Moore. Almost a wreck on the backstretch. Nick Martin's all the way up near the wall now.
Good catch for him is just madness. These tires are so much slicker than I thought they would be on the early run, but I guess they're a lot looser than I thought is. Josh Cottle got a really good start, but doesn't seem to be pulling away from Elliott much there. Is Elliott hot on his trail as we see Zachary Henry behind the 25.
Yeah, they're battling hard back here. Brandon Barkuski beginning to fall back on 40-lap old tires. For 40-lap old tires, though, I would say he's doing pretty good in that number 25 machine.
I have an update on the tire sets that they have in the pits. They have 3 new sets of tires in the pits for this entire event. So that means every other driver only has 2 extras left for the rest of this race.
And that's huge for Barkuski. I think that's why he didn't take the tires. He's hoping on cautions breed cautions, and these guys end up using a lot of their sets of tires, and comes down near the end, these guys will be out of tires, and Brandon, he'll have a spare set.
Yeah, that stuff like that is really like just an underrated strategy overall. Like, obviously the tires make a huge difference here. Like, just look at how like Josh Cottle was he just drifted through everyone with almost no challenge, even on that outside line, which seems to be a little bit slower. He just drove right past everyone with really no questions asked or no resistance or anything like that. He just drove on past them.
Made it look real easy. This tire difference is really just changing up this whole race right now. It's really throwing a lot of strategy into this race. Richmond, a track that really eats up tires.
As Josh continuing to build his gap here, running running a good chunk slower than Elliott that lap. Probably out in that clean air with a big enough gap to save. As I'm sure Elliott and Chris will eventually get into a battle here, and Josh will be able to pull away even further.
Hey, Josh running a very smart race right now in that number 31 windshield deep machine. Running a very smart race so far. I feel like he just needs to keep up what he's doing, and he can beat out Elliott and Christopher. There's a caution out on the speedway. I heard Nathan Nicholson come on the radio. I think he might have spun out Barbagelata. There he is. The number 27, William Barbagelata. He has spun around. I'd love to take a look at that replay. It sounds like possibly Zachary Henry and Hunter Madalinas had some involvement in this as well, or possibly a separate incident as they chatter on the radio as well. Here we are getting a replay here. You see Barbagelata, turns 1 and 2. And Nicholson just gives him a slight tap, and yeah, really had nowhere to go with Harrelson right behind him. Couldn't slow up enough, and ooh, a lot of close calls from a lot of guys right there. Oh my gosh.
Barb made it out of that mostly unscathed. I'd argue that Nicholson actually most likely has more damage than Barb does, as he also got rear-ended by, who is that? I believe
Harrelson.
Seth Harrelson. Yeah, as you see here, Seth Harrelson just gets him in the rear, tries to go up high, and yeah, that's a close call. I believe that's Brandon White. I believe that's Brandon White that missed him by like less than an inch there. That was, wow.
Yeah, so for the Brandon White fan in the chat, Brandon barely made it through that, but you might need to bring him a new pair of pants.
Yeah, please bring that man a new pair of pants as soon as possible. They are definitely brown. They are definitely brown.
Brandon White went to Brandon Brown real quick. Take another look at the replay here. You see Nathan Nicholson in the Coca-Cola 47. Drives it a little hard, wasn't quite expecting Barbagelata to slow down as much as he did going into the corner. And like I said, just really had nowhere to go. Wasn't able to really slow up because he had Harrelson right behind him.
Yeah, as all those guys, Nick Martin, Phil Bedford coming down to fix damage. Nick Martin and a lot of those guys that, stayed out on those older tires coming into pit now, except for Brandon Barkuski hanging out there in the 13th position. He will not come down this time either and take tires. I wonder what his strategy is.
No, actually, he did come down pit road and take tires, as a matter of fact.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. Ignore me.
Brandon Barkuski, he's gonna have he has fresher tires now than these guys up front. It'll be interesting to see if he can come through the field.
Yeah, just that's what those guys wanted. That's what those guys on that tire strategy wanted, was now they're going to have a fresher set of tires than everyone. They'll be able to go a little longer on the fuel run. And, you know, they didn't lose a ton of track position, especially after that wreck. Yet a lot of guys come down pit road to fix some damage. So, you know, Nick Martin, Mark Brannigan, and Brandon and all those guys will start 12th, 13th, and 14th, respectively.
Yeah, this is going to be a good restart here. I'm wondering if the cautions are really going to start to come out now. We're not quite halfway yet, but these guys are all bunched up again. It should get pretty interesting. You got Elliot Henderson there in second. He's been looking really strong those last few laps, right before we got that caution flag. I expect him to maybe make some moves to try to get to the lead. Mr. Bobby Carter right there. I see his alter ego being mentioned in the chat.
As we hear William Barbagelata having technical issues out of this race. And now, don't forget who's in that 5th position back there. RJ Williams has climbed 10 positions, and he will line up in the 6th position, sorry. Oh, nope, the 5th position. Sorry, I can't make up my mind, and neither can my sim apps. So, I think that's your guy to beat. I think RJ is your guy to beat right now in that windshield deep Ford.
RJ Williams just is so strong at these type of tracks. But Coddle's looked really good today. If he can keep up doing what he's doing, he can come out on top. It might be windshield deep versus windshield deep in the windshield deep 175. Green flag is out. Coddle's off. Very early restart from the 31 machine. I don't think Heller and Elliot Henderson were quite expecting that.
Just another thing to notice here. I know this might be a bit of a controversial opinion, calling Phoenix a short track, but the last time we went to a short track at Phoenix, the two guys battling for the lead till the last lap basically were Josh Cottle and RJ Williams. So I expect a pretty good repeat of that today.
Yeah, I'm expecting the same thing. Cottle's looked strong all night, and if RJ Williams didn't have I don't think he even made a qualifying run. I think he would have been up here battling with Cottle from the very beginning. But here he comes. He's trying to get past Bransky in the 03, and he sees Christopher Heller, our points leader, right in front of him.
As he seems he won't be able to get Bransky, but he's still moving up. And just to add to your point, Kyle, RJ did not qualify for this race either. So a bit of an odd situation for him to be in, but obviously he's made the most out of it. And he also has the extra bonus points for being the biggest mover of the race right now, up 11 positions.
Yeah, RJ Williams is just the hard charger right now. Him and Duclos both up 11 spots right now. Harrelson up 10 spots. Harrelson in the 9th spot, Duclos in the 11th spot. And you see Bransky, he's going to get past Heller on the outside. What a move.
What a move there. What a power move by Bransky, and RJ looking to capitalize on that little scuffle. And trying to get to the inside of Chris Heller here. Does he have it in him? I don't think he does. Not this time, at least, as Josh Cottle continues to pull away from these guys as all this battling develops behind them.
Bum, bum, bum. Here comes the number 25 of Brandon Barkuski. He is charging hard in that monster car. He got his fresh tires. He is coming. Watch that yellow and black car. He is flying.
Yeah, those new tires there, it's just showing he's just able to work. These new tires are just able to work around the cars in front of them like it's nothing. Watch, he's going to be able to get right to the inside of Hunter, and around he goes. Hunter can't put up any resistance to those new tires. Barkuski's just able to get in there.
Hunter Madalinas goes on the radio. You came out of nowhere. That was perfect for what's going on. Barkuski, he is flying. His strategy seems to be working pretty well so far, and here he comes on RJ Williams, who could be his toughest cookie yet.
Yeah, so RJ's not giving him that bottom line, but Brandon's just able to get off the corner better, and he's definitely going to have his inside. Get to his inside here coming into 1 and 2, and he will get there, and he will, I believe, just based off the momentum I'm seeing, will clear him. Never mind, RJ won't let go on that outside, trying to hold Brandon back a little.
Brandon's pushing hard. He's trying to clear him off the corner. He's trying to get as many spots as he can before these tires possibly even out. He's not able to clear RJ yet, and he's using up those tires down there right now. And it looks like he's going to clear him out of 2. RJ will back off and fall in behind him.
Yeah, just can't put up a fight with the new tires. It just can't. It won't work. So Brandon seeming to be on the superior strategy, obviously coming off a great win at Kansas, looks to the inside of his teammate Chris Heller here. Will clear him, now sets his sights on Jacob Bransky.
Yeah, it looks like Heller might even just kind of give him the spot here as they're going into turn 3. Barkowski's able to clear him fairly easily. And now he sets his sights on Bransky in the 0-3. Bransky's been pretty strong today. He's been running in the top 5 all day, but he's been very quiet. Here comes Barkowski, the number 25. He's looking to the inside of Bransky, but he's not close enough yet to make a move.
As just great driving here from Brandon. I don't know if he'll be able to get to Bransky this time, but oh, yes, he will, as Bransky having to bite to that high line. As if you look behind them, you see RJ Williams making a move to the inside of our points leader. Chris Heller looks to clear him off the corner. I believe that he will here, maybe off of 3 and 4, as Heller's trying to hold on to that outside line a little desperately here. Does he have it in him? He does not. As RJ seems to get a bit of a better run off the corner as they're so close here.
They're fighting hard down the front stretch here, and they're going to battle hard going into 1 and 2 now as RJ Williams continuously tries to clear Christopher Heller. The Heller is fighting hard in that number 11 machine.
Just an update on Brandon. He did get around the 0-3 of Jake Bransky, setting his sights on Elliot Henderson now. But right now, all eyes on Chris Heller in RJ Williams as RJ looking to charge through the field and get a bit of a recovery win maybe here tonight.
With these guys battling like this, Hunter Madalinas and Austin Moore are driving right up to him. This could be a 4-car battle here in a moment if they don't clear this up.
As Hunter and Austin have their eyes set on these two, they see what's going on. There's a lot of battles just up and down through the field as Brandon's basically up to Elliot's bumper. You got Heller and RJ, you got all the guys behind them, you got Spencer Dickinson still riding that high side, catching everybody. And then you have a bit of a battle in the back here with Zachary Henry, Mark Brannigan.
Here comes Barkowski. He's going to make the move on Henderson. Henderson's just going to move over and fall in right behind him. Very smart move from Elliott, trying to save those tires. He knows that Brandon's faster right now.
Yeah, pardon me, not Brandon isn't trying to save his stuff. Brandon's trying to go forward, but Elliott is trying to maybe save his stuff. So he has something at the end maybe for Brandon as RJ Williams finally cleared Chris Heller and will move into sole position of that 5th spot there.
RJ Williams continues to move forward. But Brandon Barkowski, he's charging on the number 31 of Cottle. Cottle's led, I'm pretty sure, this whole race. I think he's led every lap pretty much unless it was under caution. Every green flag lap, I think Cottle's led so far. He's looked so strong, but now he's going to have some competition from Barkowski and his fresher tires.
Brandon has been lapping, I believe, if I can do simple math, close to like a 10th faster than him a lap. So that will, I'll check it again here coming across the line as Brandon was obviously a little slowed most likely by getting around Elliott. As Brandon just put down a 22.6 and Josh Cottle putting down a 22.6 actually. So they're pretty even right now. Starting to think maybe those tires evened out for Brandon.
Yeah, they're beginning to even out a little bit. I think Brandon's tires still are a little bit stronger, but he only has I don't think he has very much time left on those tires until they really get evened out, and then we'll have to see how they develop for the rest of the run.
That's another thing too is you have to think about fuel. Does Brandon have enough to make it to the end? Is Phil Bedford stopped on the inside there. Bad day for him, obviously. Not what you want to see from him as he's currently 2nd in points behind Chris Heller.
Very long day still. About to approach halfway. Couple laps away from halfway, around 10 laps away from halfway. As Cottle leads the field, he's been so dominant today. You have Barkowski in 2nd. 3rd place, you have Elliott Henderson. In 4th, Jacob Bransky. In 5th place, you have RJ Williams. Christopher Heller is back in 6th. Hunter Madalinas in 7th. Austin Moore in 8th. Nathan Nicholson is back in 9th. And Harrelson is in your top 10 right now. as everyone has a pretty decent gap in between each other right now. The only one that's really making moves right now is Spencer Dickinson.
Brandon seems to have caught right up to Josh as he's almost right on his bumper here coming into 3 and 4 as I give it a couple more laps and I believe Brandon will get to him and probably make the pass for the lead here.
Yeah, Brandon's been really strong on these fresher tires, trying to get that track position. And the next time these guys come in and get tires, they're both going to be on the same strategy at that point. But Brandon will have the track position. So this should be very interesting. While we have the moment here, I would like to mention that the telemetry you see for today's race is brought to you by SDK Gaming. The telemetry is brought to you by SDK Gaming. Brandon Barkuski right there. He's closing in just inches by inches every lap. He's trying to make that pass for the lead here soon, trying to lead some laps here today and get some points.
Yeah, Brandon obviously would like to make that pass soon, and I don't know the math here, but maybe if he gets around him here, he could also get a bonus point for like most laps led, as well as obviously the extra bonus point for a lap led. And, you know, every point's going to help in this title fight against Chris Heller.
Anything will help with this title fight against Christopher Heller, because Chris Heller has been just so dominant every week, been running so strong, top 5 every week so far this season, like I mentioned. But currently he's in the 6th spot. That streak could possibly come to an end today.
I was going to throw it over to Alex here, maybe giving us a bit of an update on the fuel window here.
Well, I believe every driver here should still have to make one more stop as the fuel window is about 110 laps, and I believe Barkuski pit just outside of that. So either way, if this race goes green, I think we'll still be seeing everybody come down pit road at least once.
Thanks for the update, Alex. Yeah, I just love Richmond, especially since they've added the grip up there. It's made it even more fun. You can always bring so much strategy here, and it's hard to get past people here. It's really hard to complete a pass. So you have some hardcore battles here at Richmond.
Yes, just in the back there, Austin Moore got around Hunter Madalinas for 8th or 7th spot. Sorry. So that battle, you know, got really done and over with pretty quick as Austin Moore now setting his sights on Chris Heller.
I guess Chris Heller has been dropping back a little bit. Not running as quick as you'd usually expect him to, but it's still early on in this run. Maybe saving his tires for a little later in the run, as they can go a long way, as Alex was just mentioning.
Yeah, you know, Brandon's tires seem to have stalled out a bit here against Josh Cottle. So I think most of it's settled down now. I don't think you'll see a ton of passing, as everyone seems to be within at least a 10th of each other lapping. So, you know, I guess we're just gonna wait and see how the tire fall off develops over time, and maybe Brandon might start to fall back as he really pushed on those new tires while Josh Cottle was able to get out in that free air. But as I say that, they approach some lap traffic here with the 40 and the 42.
Yeah, the 40 and the 42 of Kyle Munson and Nick Martin were switching back and forth right in front of Cottle, and they finally single out when Cottle comes up to him. Cottle's going to get past Munson pretty easy on the inside, and now here he comes on Nick Martin. Is Nick Martin going to give him the spot? I'm pretty sure Nick Martin is Brandon Barkuski's teammate, so he might not give it up as easy.
Yeah, those 25-11 teammates, they won't put up that much of a fight as Josh Cottle moving up here. As actually Nick Martin seems to have blocked Brandon a little more than he blocked Josh, actually.
And the team orders have came down, and Nick Martin has moved out of the way of Barkuski that time.
I don't know if that was team orders as much as it was just common sense. But that it didn't help Brandon any, as I think the gap between him and Josh has actually grown a little.
Josh continues to pull away a little bit. The last couple laps, I've noticed the lap times. Cottle, before they got to the lap cars at least, Cottle was a little bit quicker than Barkuski. Barkuski might have used up his tires just driving through everybody right there.
As just looking at the lap times, a 23.178 from Brandon and a 23.172 from Josh. So, you know, they've evened out almost perfectly here during this long run as we see those lappers coming, or the lap cars getting in the way. Jake Bransky, Elliott, and RJ and all those guys, as RJ seems to get a little loose off the corner there.
RJ Williams battling it out, looking to get past Munson, the lap car, trying to get up to Henderson, the number 37. He's been closing in each and every lap. Cottle leads the field. Watching Henderson getting past Nick Martin on the inside. RJ Williams right behind him.
I'm just going to put it out there that Jake Bransky has been running a 23.1 flats, while Brandon and Josh have been running 23 1.2s and 23.18s and stuff like that. So watch out for Jake Bransky to be on the charge here.
Yeah, Jacob Bransky's been strong all day, running in the top 5, but like I said, he's been fairly quiet. Maybe he's been waiting for this long run to come up.
Guys, as this long run settles down and everyone kind of spreads out, we're going to throw it over to our sponsor for this race, Windshield Deep, for tonight.
We just kept waiting. Lap 74, my damn shifter broke. Oh, I don't know. Well, lap 74, I noticed my shifter was broke. Don't know when that happened.
Oh my god.
So that got interesting. It didn't break all the way off. I had something to grab, but it wasn't.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
I'm on you. We're gonna get you guys switched over to the Truly.
I want to hear your best announcer voice that you got. You got 30 seconds. Time to go.
Oh my god. Yeah. Final lap.
Coming to the checkers.
Boys, there's a checker flag. Here they come. Here they come. Oh, Lord of God Almighty. Here comes number 2 across the finish.
My mic.
Oh, say, can you see? By the dawn's early light, what's so proud?
Would you like to take a drink out of the trophy?
Pissed off. Why? We're going to drink these BFCs.
Hey, listen.
Give
Give it up for Bobby McCarty, ladies and gentlemen! All right.
That there is your car store late model stock winner here at Hickory Motor Speedway.
How about it? Live every day like a Saturday.
And welcome back after that quick ad from our sponsor, Windshield Deep. We would like to thank them once again for sponsoring us, the voice of grassroots racing, especially in the Southeast with their trackside live shows, and check out their podcast for sure. But under that commercial break, we might have a development, a battle for second place. You see it on your screen. Brandon Barkuski and Jacob Bransky. Jacob Bransky has really saved his tires at the beginning part of this run, and now he's caught up to Barkuski, and he's going to try to drive by him on the inside.
As Bransky seems to, Bransky is lapping a good chunk quicker than Brandon. That's a lot of B's. I believe Bransky is also lapping quicker than our leader, Josh Cottle. Yeah, Bransky seems to be the car to beat right now.
Cottle able to put a little bit of distance between himself, Bransky, and Barkuski, with them battling for a moment there. But now Bransky has cleared the number 25 of Barkuski, and he's going to try to drive down Cottle as he's a couple seconds back. He is currently driving the quickest laps on the racetrack. That last time by, Cottle and Bransky are actually running very similar lap times that last time by. Cottle was actually a little bit quicker with the 23.17, and then Bransky with the 23.18. But everyone else behind them is running around 2 or 3 tenths slower than these two.
Yeah, I'll be completely honest. I did not expect Bransky to win this race or even really have a shot at it. I just figured it was going to be one of those Jake Bransky runs where he just runs consistently in the top 5 all night, but he is going for it here.
Oh, looks like Drew Cox has issues on the inside of the track. I don't know if that's going to bring out a caution as he is coasting down the track. I'm not sure if he respun himself out or his engine exploded. He is coasting to pit road right now.
I saw some smoke. I think the engine expired, but
Yeah, Drew Cox had come off turn 2 and got loose and spun to the inside wall, so I believe this may end up ending his day.
You hate to see it. Drew Cox, strong every week, usually a top 10 driver, but just unfortunate luck today, caught up in that incident earlier. And looks like his day could possibly be done, as we're gonna get a replay here. It looks like the number 22 of Drew Cox coming into turns 1 and 2. He's gonna spin out coming out of the corner from what Alex had told us, and yeah, it looks like he spins out right here and he just levels the inside wall, and yeah, that's a day ender right there, I think.
yeah, especially with how damaged that car already was, it definitely isn't helping that car at all. So I guess that sucks to see for him, but just taking another look up front, Josh Cottle, I think, saw Bransky coming and is beginning to build a bit more of a cushion as Cottle has been lapping almost 2 tenths, or sorry, pardon me, 1/10 faster than Bransky that time around.
Right when you think Barkuski was going to catch Cottle, guess what? Cottle pulled away. Right when you think Bransky's going to catch Cottle, guess what? Cottle pulled away. I don't know what is up with Cottle, but he got something a little extra on those tires. They're Stagger special.
Yeah, I think Josh has just, really been Josh has had the ability to save his tires in a way that no one else could. Lap traffic has not been very, bad or existent, to be honest with you, other than that little squabble up, earlier with, I believe it was the 40 and the 42 and all them. There's been almost no lap traffic in front of Josh, so he's been able to save his tires a ton more than everyone else in the field.
See a battle right there. Number 88. I think he's actually on fresh tires. Mark Brannigan, actually. I think he might have done a short pit. Some of these guys actually came down pit road during green flag, it looks like.
Yeah, I believe if you come in now, you should be able to make it, as you see Spencer Dickinson also hitting pit road, one of the stronger guys.
Yeah, Dickinson's looked really strong today. Definitely a top 10 car, but he could possibly have a winning move up his sleeve with that high side, because I haven't seen anybody even attempt that.
Yeah, did I just hear an accident in the back? No, I guess I'm hearing things. Anyway, thought I heard some cars spin out, but I think Brandon, something's up with that 25, as he's been particularly slow, as Elliot Henderson and RJ are both catching him at a decent rate here, as you'll see Spencer coming off pit road here.
What you think? What I think happened here, Gavin, is that Brandon, he started in the back of that pack and he was really driving aggressive through the field, trying to get to the front as fast as he can. I really think he just really burned up those tires way more than he intended.
Yeah, well, he kind of had to, right, in order to get around those cars. You can't save tires while passing cars regardless of how old your tires are. It just doesn't work like that.
Looks like we have Christopher Heller on pit road, our points leader. First one of the leaders really to come down pit road. I'm wondering if the dominoes are going to begin to fall now, and if the other leaders are going to make pit stops, as Heller is the first taker on pit road out of your top guys here today.
And just, I don't really know, to be honest with you. This race has thrown a lot of curveballs at us with track position and pit road and stuff like that. Another thing too is you have to remember, Brandon pitted later than all these guys, so Brandon will also be able to stay out longer and maybe hope for a caution here, or he could come down when all the leaders come down and just
Elliot Henderson
on the same strategy.
Elliot Henderson and Austin Moore down pit road, and I'm hearing RJ Williams is going to come down this time by in the number 21 machine. You see Elliot Henderson pull into his box, and here comes RJ Williams. RJ going to try to pull this strategy and maybe leapfrog a couple of guys and get himself in contention for this win, as he may have the fastest car here today.
Yeah, I think it's really up to how the pit stops cycle out. If Bransky and Josh stay out too long, I definitely see the 37 and the 21 catching them here. As I believe they will all go almost a lap down. Yeah, everyone in the field is a lap down except for Zachary Henry. Apparently RJ is also on the lead lap, but oh, sorry, my live timing is a bit off. The only cars on the lead lap as of right this second are Josh Cottle, Jacob Bransky, Brandon Barkowski, and Zachary Henry. They've all stayed out the longest on the tires, so they all get to be a lap ahead of everyone. But
if they get a caution right now, that would be huge. But right now, that top three, they keep on foregoing pit road. If they don't get that caution, it could be extremely costly for them.
yeah, I think I see Brandon staying out really to like as long as he possibly can. And I remember Alex saying earlier that they could make it to the, like, Brandon was only a couple laps out of the fuel window. Maybe that's why Brandon started to lap a little bit slower. Maybe Brandon's trying to stretch the fuel run here so he doesn't have to pit again.
Very possible, and maybe even he's just trying to save enough fuel where all he needs is a splash and he can just drive off, not take any tires.
Yes, but I don't know. Curveball, man. You never know what's going to happen here in these races. This league is hyper competitive. As we see Jake Bransky being passed by some lappers, or well, not lappers. He is the lapper right now, but the 97 and the 07 are just going to drive right by him here.
Top three still stay on the racetrack. Currently, the first guy on new tires is Elliot Henderson, the number 37. You know him, you love him, Bobby Carter. He's currently leading on the 4 tires.
Yeah, Elliot is hanging out in 5th. I think if a caution comes out, I'd argue that Elliot would be in the best spot. He'd get the lucky dog, and he wouldn't have to line up at the complete tail end of the pack. So if I'm Elliot, I wouldn't be 100% really against a caution, as we hear Josh Cottle coming down pit road this time.
Here comes Cottle. It's interesting to see where he's going to come out compared to Elliot Henderson, Christopher Heller, and these other guys that came down pit road. And Bransky's going to follow him in, but Barkowski, Brandon, making a gutsy call. He's going to stay out still in the number 25.
Yeah, that Monster Energy machine has a lot of gas in it, as he's still out there. I think Brandon can make it to the end. I think Brandon's going to win this race on a fuel mileage call. I think I've said 3 people are going to win this race, but it just gives me 3 times the odds of getting it right, I guess.
The only right answer is Scott Stewart won this race.
Yeah, Scott Stewart in the lead, winning the race right now. But plot twist, it's not even Scott Stewart.
Brandon Barkowski putting on a good race here today, seeing if the strategy can maybe put him in victory lane. As you see Elliot Henderson trying to unlap himself right now in the number 37 machine. He's the closest competitor to Barkowski besides Zachary Henry, who's also stayed out.
As he will do it, he will unlap himself as I believe Josh Cottle has come out of pit road in the 8th position. He will begin to charge back, and he didn't seem to lose that much time here, because I think Josh is still in a pretty good spot. We'll just get a look at the lap times here, maybe try and do some math.
But we saw how much those tires evened out on that last run, and Cottle's around a straightaway and a whole set of turns behind Elliot Henderson right now.
Well, Heller and RJ just unlapped themselves as well from Brandon, so I think Brandon's time might be up here.
Yeah, Brandon's really just hoping on that caution flag to come out, I'm thinking. Because even if he saves enough fuel, I really don't imagine him staying in the lead, because Elliot Henderson, I think, will catch him. Or Brandon might even lose a tire with the way these tires have fallen off here today.
Yeah, just based off some timing here, if Brandon were to make it to the end, they will, like Elliott and RJ and all them will catch him around 25 laps, which I believe will be lap 155, just based off of timing and stuff like that, barring any wrecks or stuff like that.
Josh Cottle is really putting down some laps. He just put down the fastest lap of the race. So you know he's trying to get back up there at Elliott Henderson. He wants to win this race. He's been dominant here today. I'm pretty sure he's going to end up leading the most laps here today, it's looking like.
Yeah, he's looking. Josh Cottle has looked extremely strong on all the short tracks, so I can't say I expected anything else from him today.
Yeah, Cottle's looked real strong. All the windshield deep cars, I feel like, have been the big talk of the race. We have Spencer Dickinson, who's been the guy on the high side. You have RJ Williams, who's been so strong driving through the field, and Josh Cottle's just been up front all day. Good day for windshield deep in the windshield deep 175.
Yeah, those windshield deep Spectrum Racing guys are absolutely on the ball today, as all of them have been strong. It's a good team day for them.
As you're looking at Elliott Henderson, who is currently our leader when it comes to drivers that have taken tires. He's trying to catch up to Brandon Barkuski, who's a little more than a half a lap in front of him right now. Looking at Bransky in the number 03. He's trying to make some moves as well and trying to get himself back up there. All these guys on these fresher tires are trying to make those moves and get themselves back in the positions that they were, if not better.
Yeah, just looking at it, I don't even know who's gonna win the race. I don't. It's just so tight right now with Brandon staying out. My calculations could be wrong, but no offense to Brandon, obviously it's the tires, but Drew Cox, who's probably down a good amount of RPMs, and that car is basically a modified just past Brandon on the inside, no problem. So Brandon is considerably slow.
Caution!
And
Caution! There it is. Oh my goodness, and this race is on its head, and you see it looks like Nathan Nicholson in the number 47 might have been involved. Oh my goodness. Bum bum bum.
Brandon Barkuski is probably cheering as loud as humanly possible right now.
I think this really gives a big advantage to Barkuski when it comes to tires, because now they're all on the same strategy, and Barkuski's only taken one set of tires. These guys are going to take I'm pretty sure they're going to be taking their last set of tires this time. This is huge for Barkuski.
This is perfect. That is exactly what Brandon wants to see here, is a little bit of net code there between the 97 and the 47. I'd argue that shouldn't be, well, I guess Nathan locked it down there. I think if Nathan lets go of the throttle and continues to go, it goes a little more, but just, wow.
Brandon Barkuski looks like a freaking genius right now at that number 25 machine as he pulls onto pit road. And he's only going to take his second set of tires for the day, so he'll have another set.
Yeah, it's Brandon. Wow. Got the yellow when he wanted. Has an extra set of tires. I think Brandon Barkuski has once again, like Kansas, put himself in a phenomenal spot for this race, as we see all the guys behind him coming in pit road as well. Chris Heller, Hunter, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing right now.
Heller's in on pit road, it looks like, as well, in the number 11 machine.
I believe most of those guys who are on the lead lap will pit this time.
Yeah, Heller, Madalinas, they all came down pit road. So it'd be interesting to see if we get another caution. These guys up front, they have another set of tires. And these guys that just took tires other than Barkuski are out of tires for today.
Yes, I mean, why? Oh. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong amount of laps, but so we're at lap 140 here. So it's going to be about 35 laps, 34, 35 laps. So I don't know what to say. As Brandon's put himself in a perfect spot here, he's got a good guy. He's got the track position. He won't have the tire advantage, though, I don't believe, as I believe everyone behind him pit. Yeah, so it looks like everyone's going to have to take the everyone that didn't unlap themselves around Brandon will take the wave around, and some of them will stay out and some of them will pit. But I believe Elliot, RJ, Josh Cottle, Jake Bransky, Nick Martin is lapped down, Austin Moore, and I believe that's it, are on all staying out on older tires. So Brandon Barkuski, pardon me, with the tire advantage. He's not missing the tire advantage. I don't know what I was saying.
Well, with these guys staying out, the only guy that's actually going to get the wave around is going to be Mark Brannigan in that 88 machine, because he's in front of Elliot Henderson. He was in front of Elliot Henderson, so he's the only one that's actually going to get that wave around in the number 88 machine. And I think your lucky dog is actually going to be Seth Harrelson in the 07, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe it is. But another thing too is, you know, we saw those tires even out on a long run, right? But on the short run, they were extremely fast. I 100% see Brandon charging through the field here, getting his lap back, or not lap back, sorry, and see him charge to the front and take hold of this race again and possibly close out the win here, as he's got extremely fresh tires compared to everyone else. And we saw how big of a difference that made earlier.
We're going to take the green flag this time by Elliot Henderson is going to lead them down to the green flag. RJ Williams, this is his best starting spot on a restart. He's going to restart in that second place. But Cottle and Bransky, they came out they went into the pit road a couple of laps later. So they have fresher tires. But then you have Barkuski in that sixth spot, who literally just came down pit road. So this should be exciting. Pace car is off, and Elliot Henderson gets the green flag, and Cottle's going to follow in right behind him. Just cautions breed cautions.
Oh, is Chris Heller making a ballsy move to the inside of Austin Moore there, as everyone else gets basically single filed out, as Brandon Barkuski on the charge. RJ Williams blocks Jacob Bransky to the inside of Josh Cottle. RJ Williams with a power move.
I don't know if he blocked him, Gavin. I think there was some contact there, it looked like. It looked like to me he maybe even hit him in the nose a little bit. That was super close. And Cottle's going to try to get past Elliot Henderson on the high side, and he will. What a move from the 31.
Josh Cottle has made all his moves to the outside this race, as Brandon Barkuski seems to not be making up that much ground as I thought he was, as Josh Cottle looking to pull away again.
Goes to the keep in mind, Barkuski might have learned his lesson from that last run. Might take it a little earlier this time by, especially since he's already up near the front, and try to have something for Cottle at the end. These guys battle it out. Bransky and RJ Williams battling really hard for that third spot. Bransky drove it in there hard, trying to clear RJ off turn 4, and he will. And now Barkuski is going to try to get past RJ Williams on the inside.
I believe Brandon will get that pass done here. He will on RJ. And now he's going to set his sights on Jacob Bransky and Elliot Henderson, and hopefully, or he's hoping that he can get around them fast enough to have time to catch Josh Cottle. As we saw in that last run, that's where he struggled. He got up to second, but once he got up to second, he couldn't find the speed to get past Josh. So maybe he'll find it this time, as we see Jacob Bransky going to the inside of Elliot. That's exactly what Brandon wants to see.
And I think Brandon needs to get past these two as quick as possible, because Cottle is gapping these guys quick. He's already pulled out to a second, almost a second and a half lead. He is gapping, and you see him. He's almost off the screen at this point. He is gapping these guys quick, and now Barkuski's going to get past Henderson, and now he's going to make a move on Bransky.
The evident enemy will get Bransky off the corner here, I believe. Good run for Brandon, as he will now get the bow and arrow out. Oh, never mind. Bransky's going to... Oh, no, he won't.
Bransky's fighting tough on that outside. He really drove it in there hard in the 3 and 4 to stay to Barkuski's outside. But in the background, here comes the number 11, your points leader, Christopher Heller, who's on the same tires as Brandon Barkuski. And they've been running around the same speed all day. Heller might even be a little bit quicker. So this can get real interesting here.
Yeah, there's so many different variables. Tire wear, who pit first, who is, like, there's just so much to look at and analyze here. And these restarts in the, 20 laps after them have all been so hectic, because there's just battles up and down through the field. As you look behind you and see RJ Williams battling with the 39 of Zachary Henry, with Seth Harrelson looking to get in, and Aaron Duclos is their 2x2. 3 rows deep, actually, as Hunter Madalinas going to the inside.
Hunter Hunter also on those fresh tires. He came down with Barkuski and Heller, I would like to note. And also, while this is going on, Barkuski, the last 2 laps, has been faster than Cottle by 3/10 each lap. And now he's basically on his bumper coming out of 4.
There's also Chris Heller on those freshies. Also coming to the inside there. As I'm trying to figure out how Chris Heller saved a set of tires. I think I missed a memo there of Heller having some extra rubber, but
What it looked like to me, like everybody on the field still has one more set of tires, but they were trying to save it for the end. The only one that has an extra set, from my knowledge at least, is Barkuski in that number 25 machine, as he's trying to make a move to the inside of Cottle. And he's going to try to maybe clear him coming out of 2 as Christopher Heller is driving up quick. So I recommend he tries to clear him very fast, maybe even rough him up a little bit.
yeah, you know, it's short track racing. You might need to get that bumper out and use it a little. Is Brandon looking to clear him here? He will not. Josh Cottle hanging tough in that outside line. Will not let Brandon go.
It was a windshield deep day, but here late, it looks like it might be a 2511 day. I see Pumpkin Girl in the chat. She a big fan of 2511 racing. They making moves here late. As you have Brandon Barkuski on the inside, and he's going to clear Cottle, looks like off the corner, and his teammate Christopher Heller is right behind him.
Yes, it looked to be a Spectrum Racing day, but 2511 might come in here and steal the show. As Hunter Madalinas also getting around
Caution!
Bransky. Never mind.
Caution is out, and this is what everybody was hoping for. Everyone was kind of hoping for this, except for maybe Heller and Madalinas, because they're out of tires. Barkuski still has a set. Cottle has a set. Everybody has a set except for Heller and Madalinas.
I believe that's Elliot Henderson involved. That's big. That's a big deal there.
Elliot Henderson at number 37. And I have to take a look at this replay. It looked like there might have been contact initially between him and Harrelson. We'll have to take another look at that. But Henderson got up into Henry. Oh, Cox! Your Cox just kind of flew it through there. I don't know how he didn't hit anybody.
That just looked like a bit of a battle gone wrong there between those two.
This looks like it's a lap ahead of time. Gonna see the development here. Watch Seth Harrelson try to drive to the inside of the number 37 of Elliot Henderson. Not able to make the move that time. But here they come off of 3 or 4, and this is where Harrelson sets him up for 3 wide. And he does, goes to the inside of Elliot Henderson. He kind of dives it in there. And it looks like Henderson came down not knowing Harrelson was there or something. And Harrelson came up the track a little bit. And there it is. You hate to see it, Elliot Henderson, one of the biggest competitors, race in and race out with the wreck here late.
There's a couple interesting pit stop notes here. Heller, Bransky, Hunter staying out, along with Seth Harrelson and Aaron Duclos, who I believe are on the lead lap. Pardon me, they are not. There's my live timing's broken, unless Heller and all of them are a lap ahead of everyone.
Heller currently, he has used up his last set of tires on that last stop with Madalinas and Barkuski. So Madalinas has stayed out as well because he does not have any tires left. And Bransky really trying to get himself a victory possibly here, staying out, hoping that other drivers would as well. And looks like not very many drivers did, as Barkuski is the next guy in the 4th spot as he has taken his last set of tires and Cottle's right behind him.
As you know, Bransky pretty much destined, I believe, to move up past Phil here to get to second in the points. So hoping for a good day from him, and maybe he'll be able to be the one that challenges Chris Heller. As there's currently some fireworks on the radio. Wonder.
You have Heller in the lead. Bransky's right there behind him. So this restart should get interesting. A lot of these guys are going to get a little agitated. Like I said, we have these late race cautions here in the Great Lakes Series. So there's still some laps left. We can get some more cautions here. But Barkuski's right there in that 4th spot on those fresh tires.
Sorry to cut you off there, Kyle, but there was an incident under yellow. I don't know if we'll be able to pull up a replay of it in time, but But the 86 got into the 6 and the 21 of RJ Williams and Spencer Dickinson under caution there.
Very interesting development. Yeah, I heard some chatter on the radio. I wasn't sure what it was about. Lights are out on the pace car. Not sure if we're going to be able to get you a replay. Here it is, actually. We're going to get you a quick replay. It looks like you have Spencer Dickinson in the number 6, it looks like, right here. Looking to see where the incident is here. And here comes Brandon White in the 86, who was involved in that incident.
As it's the next lap, as we're on the backstretch here, getting ready to take the green flag here, as we'll just have to wait for that replay till probably after the race.
Ready to take the green flag this time by. The pace car's about to pull off. Christopher Heller is going to lead them to the green flag for the first time today. Heller last pit on lap 139. So it's interesting to see. And oh, Madalinas really spun his tires. Was able to keep it straight, and Barkowski's is going to peek his nose, try to go 3 wide into turn 1, but Bransky wasn't having it as he cut all the way down. Now Barkowski's on his high side.
Brandon already making a hard charge for that second place to get the bone arrow out on his teammate. As we see Hunter back there, I think that was Hunter got a little tight.
Oh, Bransky! What a save!
Austin Moore to the inside.
Oh my gosh.
Around. And a big wreck unfolds here on the front stretch.
Oh my goodness. And Brandon Barkowski had the win possibly in his sights. Oh my goodness. Craziness here late in Richmond. We're definitely going to have to see a replay on that one. Barkowski is around Madalinas with a lot of damage to the 17 machine.
That was just getting a look here, and you see Bransky just gets loose, and that causes Brandon to get a little shaken up.
Yeah, it looked like Barkowski flipped the wall a little bit, trying to get past Bransky. Got a little loose, and then it looked like he got some help definitely from some net code, but definitely very close situation between Barkowski and Austin Moore as Barkowski goes around and possibly has his chances of a victory here today and win in Richmond dashed.
That's tough for Brandon. Ran a good race all day. You hate to see it. But do you want to know who just breathed a big sigh of relief? His teammate leading, Chris Heller, looking to go for another win here today.
Austin Moore, though, he's right there in that second spot. I know he was involved in that last incident. He's showing a lot of speed all season long, but he's had a lot of bad luck in that number 91 machine. What if he can pull an upset victory here today? He has the freshest tires. He's in the second spot. We haven't really talked about him all day up until that incident that just happened. What if he gets this?
Yeah, just taking a quick look at the points here. I believe Austin Moore is a little further down. Austin Moore currently sitting in 17th position in the points. It would be a really big day for him to move up here.
Yeah, he needs a good run here today. But while we have the moment, I would like to mention that, once again, the telemetry for today is brought to you by SDK Gaming. The telemetry today is brought to you by SDK Gaming. And the cameras you see today for today's broadcast are brought to you by Track Cams for Gourmets. That's Track Cams for Gourmets. If you want your custom cameras for iRacing, go to trackcams22.com for all your custom cameras needs. I'd like to once again thank Windshield Deep for sponsoring today's broadcast. The Windshield Deep 175. It's been a hell of a show, and we're gonna have a hell of a finish, I'm thinking here, Gavin.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be crazy here. We've got Heller on not old tires, but not necessarily new tires. We've got Austin on, I think, somewhere in the middle of that, and Josh Cottle on basically sticker tires. So we've got 3 different tire sets basically going for the win here.
Yeah, 3 different strategies. We're gonna see which one's the winning strategy. I'm interested to see Cottle versus Austin Moore. Austin Moore hasn't really had any clean track all day. What if he gets up there in the lead? I don't know if Cottle can get by him. Cottle's really used that high side really well He's really used it to his advantage.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if there's if Josh has to make a pass or Josh has the opportunity to make a pass, it'll definitely be on the outside. Really, I think there's not really a doubt in my mind about that. Is lights out on the pace car, and we're gonna come.
Heller wants the high side.
That's an extremely interesting choice. Is I think Heller maybe might have been watching Josh there, and I think he might be a little worried about Josh's. Heller has to worry about wheel spin, and I don't think Josh Cottle really does. So it'll be interesting here in the windshield deep 175.
I think
to see how
that
the race ends.
I think that might be exactly right there, Gavin, because with him starting on the outside, he can get possibly Bransky behind him instead of Cottle, and I think he'd rather have Bransky behind him than Cottle, or possibly even Austin Moore as well, since Bransky's on the older tires. But the pace car is going to pull off, and the green flag is out for Heller, and Austin Moore and Cottle weren't quite ready for that, and Heller jumps out to almost a car length lead heading into one.
As Heller got such a good start, but now Austin Moore under the gun from Josh Cottle. Does he have it in him to hold him off? Is Jacob Bransky looking to pass both of them? Josh peeks his nose to the outside, doesn't have it in him.
7 laps to go this time by.
Chris Heller continues to build that gap. Josh Cottle has to go. Austin Moore, they have to go now. They can't let Chris build this big gap. It seems like Chris got a little bit squirrely off that corner as we see a battle in the back. As Art Henderson almost got turned.
RJ Williams is trying to charge back up here late. The number 21 machine, he's trying to get back up to the front. Christopher Heller doing very good at the beginning of this run so far. Only 6 laps to go for Heller as he has a 2 car length advantage. Looked like he might have been saving his tires for this exact moment.
Josh Cottle to the inside of Austin Moore. Does he have it in him to clear him? Not this corner. As Heller is loving what he sees in his mirrors. They're going to continue to battle it out as Austin will clear him. Josh Cottle won't be able to clear him is what I meant to say. I almost said it other way around as RJ Williams has moved into 4th.
RJ Williams is coming in the number 21 machine. Josh Cottle is really trying to get past Austin Moore. He needs to make it or break it this time. I'm feeling like if he can't get past him this time in 1 and 2, he has to move Austin Moore out of the way if he wants to get to Heller, because Heller looks strong.
Guys, if this situation between Heller and Josh doesn't get sorted out now, it won't ever get sorted out, and Chris Heller will pull away as Josh Cottle gets a little tight in there, almost gets into the quarter panel.
I think Austin Moore was listening to us because he's giving Cottle the inside lane easy. He's not giving up that high side to Cottle. And Cottle needs to get past Austin Moore right now as we have 3 laps to go. And RJ Williams is getting bigger and bigger in these guys' mirrors. I don't know who's going to win this race. This is all up in the air as we come to 2 laps to go.
Austin Moore's gotten bigger and bigger in Chris Heller's mirror as this is shaping up to be a bit of an interesting race here. The question is when you come down to it, is someone going to move someone? Does Austin has to get to his bumper to be able to move him? 2 to go. Austin, big run off the corner.
1.5 laps to go. Coming to the white flag this time. These guys are beginning to close in on Heller just a little bit. The white flag is out, and Austin Moore is right there behind Heller. Cottle's right behind him. Here comes Cottle. He's going to try to dive it into turn 1. He's really going to send it. Here comes Austin Moore. Cottle hits. Oh my God, there's contact. And Heller leads, and Moore is wrecked. RG Williams is a blown motor. Cottle's going to drive it into 3 and 4. Heller is not looking back. Cottle's going to have to run off the corner, but it's not going to be enough. Christopher Heller wins in Richmond. Oh my gosh, what a finish. Wow. Man, you got to feel for Austin Moore. Once again, just not able to have the finish that he deserves. And RJ Williams blowing his motor. Able to come home 5th. Heller gets the job done once again here in the Cup Series. He had to spoil the show on Tuesday, and he had to come back here and continue up what he was doing here as he is just touring across the country, winning races, it looks like, for the Great Lakes Series.
Chris Heller, just phenomenal showing today. Did everything he had to do and comes out with the win.
Yeah, I was really thinking on that last caution that Heller's chances of winning this race went out the window because he used up all of his sets of tires, but it looked like he had a little bit left in those tires. Great job from Heller, able to get the job done. Our points leader is going to extend the points lead a little bit more as he burns the house down here in Richmond, Virginia for the Windshield Deep 175. Some chatter going on the radio for the post race here. Very exciting finish here in Richmond. We're gonna try to get some interviews here in a few moments, but for now, Alex, what'd you think of the race here today?
Well, it got a little calm, a little quiet in the middle of it, but man, it heated up at the end of the race. I mean, it just got crazy. But man, I mean, that was a pretty decent race, I gotta say.
Definitely
Yeah,
a great race and a surprise third place finisher, by the way, Mark Brannigan.
that was that was absolute craziness. It's how I'd describe it. I don't even know, man. Like, I thought, honestly, when I saw them get down deep in that corner, I thought Josh Cottle was going to bump into Austin, who was going to move up into Chris. They were all going to wreck, and RJ was going to sweep in for the win there, but that's just not how that went. Is Austin was able to lock it down enough to keep off of everyone. Is just incredible finish again from this Cup Series.
Another fantastic race for the Great Lakes Series. Another great race for the Great Lakes Cup Series presented by Buck Kicker. Fantastic race here in Richmond as Heller drives around the racetrack doing a victory lap of sorts. Fantastic race from him. Great finish. Great strategy from Heller, able to get the job done once again today.
As Chris Heller has been having a phenomenal season and just adds to it today.
All right, I'm gonna send it down. I'm gonna send it down to Alex. So I think he's with our winner.
Yep, let's drag in our winner here. Hello, Christopher Heller. First one to show up for interviews. You want to get your win nice and congratulated early on, don't you?
Yeah, I got pulled up in here first. I don't know how in the world I did that, first off.
Well, hey, I mean, you did it, and you're in victory lane right now, parked beautifully on that start-finish line. The whole race, you were up towards the front. Josh Cottle was kind of away, and at the end of the race, you found yourself at the front of the field ahead of that same person. Now, what was going through your brain during that?
Well, I was out of tires, so I was just kind of hoping that the guys behind me who also were out of tires would hold the guys with fresh tires off, and they did it just like a lap, just enough. Because if Josh Cottle had one more lap, he would have got me. And honestly, Josh Cottle probably should have won this race more so than I should have. But I thought I was done.
Yeah, I mean, you did not make any mistakes at the end of that race there. The two guys behind you were slipping up a ton trying to get some crazy grip off the corner, and I mean, you kept it nice and clean the whole time, so I gotta ask, with those guys messing up and you keeping it steady, what was it like trying to keep the rear end on the car throughout the race?
I was actually struggling more with trying to get the car to turn in the center than I was so much trying to get the car to grip off the corner. Pretty much, I usually drive this car how I kind of like drive road courses. I just kind of roll the throttle in, and usually it'll grip up. But I don't know. I'm shocked I'm talking to you guys right now. I felt like I had like a 6th place car, but I'll take it.
Today was definitely a very wonky strategy day indeed, as we'll try and talk to a couple others about it soon. So I gotta ask you the most important question for last. Who do you have to thank?
Well, I gotta thank, first off, RJ and Windshield Deep for sponsoring the race. Means a lot. They're big short track guys, and to be able to beat one of the best in Josh Cottle and RJ, as well as Bransky, I was surprised that I was able to hold him off as well. He was definitely faster than I was tonight as well. But yeah, all the Windshield Deep guys, top to bottom, I gotta thank them for sponsoring the race. Gotta thank you guys for doing the broadcast. Gotta thank the folks for watching, and the fans for watching as well. Got to thank the teammates and Brandon Barkowski, Nicholas Martin, Nathan Nicholson, Phil Bedford, and I think I got them all. If not, I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know how I did this. I'm shocked. I'm flabbergasted.
Well, you did a fantastic job today, so congratulations on the win. And we're gonna have to send you out, but
All
good job.
right. Yep. Thank you.
All right, now, for the moment, we sadly have nobody else in the room. Who? Come on, people, we gotta talk here. Gotta congratulate you.
Come on, people, come get your interviews. Do you not want to be like talking on the internet? No one?
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to score an interview with Josh Cottle or your second place finisher, Mark Brannigan. But they both had great races tonight.
Well, we might have a bit of an update here in a second. Josh Cottle has entered the waiting room. Let's get him in here. You might want to unmute your mic, Josh Cottle, because he had quite the race today.
Yeah, man. I tried my best.
You were dominant early on in this race. I mean, nobody could really touch you for most of it. And then first pit stop comes around and you all pit in. Well, not the... yeah, the first pit stop, you all pit in. Barkowski stays out. And then another caution happens, and then suddenly Barkowski's blowing through the field and he's right on your bumper. I mean, how do you handle that?
My whole mindset there was just he has to catch me. I don't I don't have to let him get it, just race him and hope his tires wear out so I can just keep the lead. So that's what I was trying to do with him. And luckily it worked in the first time, but the second time it was just too late. He was already there.
Was that the strategy throughout the entire race tonight? Was kind of tease guys into thinking they could catch you and pulling away? Because that seemed to be the thing, is anytime somebody would start to gain on you, you'd suddenly click the switch and you'd start going.
Pretty much. It was just, get to the lead as far as I could and then just sit there and, run my own pace, try not to lose as much time. And that's why I had really good tires than everybody else. And as soon as somebody got near me, I'd go, a little bit harder, but not too much, killing my stuff and get too tight.
All right, and then of course we gotta ask you about the events that transpired at the end of the race there between you and Austin Moore. Could you walk us through it a little bit?
Yeah, I wasn't trying to take him out. I mean, it might look like that. It's just hard race, and I entered the corner too hard. I got on the brake hard, and I just couldn't get off of him. He was holding me up pretty well because he had the same set, and I don't know. It was just all bad situation. And I'm sorry to him for ruining his race, but I don't know. I don't know what else I could have done there.
Well, even with it, you were that close to beating Christopher Heller. I mean, what else did you have to do to just try and get him there at the end of that race?
Well, if he would have started on the bottom, there was a better chance, but he knew if he was starting on the bottom, I would have got him. So when he started out top, I was stuck on the bottom with Austin. He had the same, tires. The only way I could have maybe got him is got on his outside and roll him, but I don't know, I tried. It was just too tight.
Well, hey, seems to be that Gavin called it there on that restart with his lane choice. It seemed to have worked out. So we got the most important question. Who do you have to thank?
I gotta thank y'all for doing the broadcast. And thank Spectrum Racing, Eric Kev. He does a well job with that team, and I thank him for letting me racing for them. And thank Windshield Deep. Obviously, I race for them short tracks only. And Total Advantage Academy and HCM.
You gotta love it. Thank you for coming in to talk to us, Josh Cottle. And once again, thank you to Windshield Deep, because we'll be thanking him in a little bit here. So thank you for coming in and talking to us, Josh Cottle. Good race.
Thank you, man. Have a good day.
All right, so let's bring in our sponsor driver for tonight, RJ Williams. RJ Williams, you had a very interesting race tonight indeed. I mean,
Yeah,
you looked like
I
to be one of
did
the cars that come win
a
the
lot.
race.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. First of all, short tracks only, windshield deep. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I thought it was a pretty good race. Big shout out to Josh Cottle there. That boy was up on the wheel, giving it all he had. He knew what he was doing. very, very proud of my protege. Other than that, I just figured I'd start in the back, try to make my way up, which I did. Probably could have. I was lacking a little bit there compared to Josh and maybe Elliott and Bransky. There in the long run, Bransky drove away from me, and I just couldn't get off the corner. I kind of wish these races would stop ending at night when the track gets all gripped up. We need a good afternoon race with a hot racetrack. But you know, all in all, it's still good fun. I look forward to my Thursdays. And again, congratulations to Josh there. That boy put it on us. But good job for Chris. He lucked up and got a win. That I would like to have a little bit of his luck. That he seems to be pulling it right on out of his asshole. But that's sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And Christopher's on a streak right now, so good for him.
And Christopher Heller's been strong the whole night, and from right off the bat of the race, you definitely had a bit of an interesting race, as you didn't actually make a qualifying lap for the event, so you had to start in the back. Now, tell us a little bit about trying to drive through the field.
Well, you know, I just do that so I don't find myself wanting to race in the beginning. That way I can just pick my way through, kind of run a good pace and see, you know, kind of where I'm a little bit better and where I'm a little bit worse than, you know, those I'm trying to pass. And, you know, kind of helps me understand how I need to drive the car a little bit differently, maybe a little bit better. Then when I come in, get freshies, boom. Whatever I learned there, I'm picking up. So I was still lacking a little bit. Maybe if I would have started up front and drove it like those boys up front were driving it to begin with, I might have had something for them, but that's okay. You know, I'm here to race and, you know, race hard, but clean. And, but, you know, P5 after that incident there, a little overcorrection straight into the wall, a little bit of Danica Patrick happening there. But, you know, I came across the line smoking, but still top 5. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, luckily you guys pulled out just enough of a gap that you didn't lose too bad, so congratulations on that. We gotta ask you, who do you got to thank for just barely managing that top 5?
Well, Eric, of course, with Spectrum Racing. He does a great job, real active with it. He enjoys it, so that makes me enjoy it. Christopher Heller for the league. Jeff for the broadcast. Hell of a job. I'm loving what I'm seeing right now. Can't wait to watch from the beginning, see how it all played out. Enjoy watching them every week. Great camera angles and things of such. Windshield Deep, of course. Short tracks only. We'll be having our next live show at Hickory this coming Saturday. So anybody in the North Carolina area will be at Hickory Motor Speedway the next 2 weekends with the trackside live shows. So come drink with us. Please bring your Trulies. Other than that, all the boys at HCM as well. They're love my proteges, Drew, Josh, Spencer, all them boys. Hunter did a great job tonight as well. But and you guys for the hell of a job you do announcing. Good job.
Yes, thank you again for sponsoring the races. We're here talking about you right now because of that. So thank you again, and head on down to Hickory and watch that show because they'll be covering it. So thank you, RJ.
Yep, thank you.
All right, and finally for tonight, as we sadly do not have our third place finisher, I want to bring in what's probably one of the most wild card stories for tonight. Hello, Brandon Barkuski. You had quite the race from the first pit stop onwards. You pretty much were the wild card for the race, so tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, wild card until I threw the switch, if we're playing Alex, there at the end. But man, I just kind of watched the replay. Nothing wrong. Bransky was on older stuff. I was just trying to give him room off the corner. It really looked like netcode. I was turning my wheel left, and it looked like the netcode kind of pushed me into the wall after watching the replay. And hate that I got into Austin. He actually apologized, thinking he was in the wrong. He did nothing wrong. He just had nowhere to go. So I feel bad. I hit him, hit Hunter, took out another decently fast car. So just a weird incident, but Jake Bransky's still a dog. He's still one of my favorite guys to race against in this league, nonetheless. And probably threw away a top 5 at the least on strategy, but it's racing. It happens. You just got to kind of go with the flow. And I think realistically, our speed here tonight, we were probably about, if we were on even strategy the entire night, 5th, 6th fastest. So either way you look at it, we led laps, and I think we finished like 11th or something, so not the end of the world.
I mean, yeah, from the first pit stop, you'd stayed out And then just perfectly conveniently, a caution came out for you to pit and you blew through the field. Now, was the strategy all day just to try and keep that extra set of tires for, say, a run like that was at the end of the race?
Partially, and really thought actually a couple more guys would try my strategy. When I first tried it, I actually thought it was going to really backfire. Kind of almost similar to DJ when I was calling the Kansas race a couple nights ago, at Kansas in the truck series. But it turned out that we got that quick caution. I think Barb went around in the 27. We were able to, have 15 lap newer tires. Drove up, but couldn't even set up a pass on Josh Cottle. So I don't want to leave this interview until I make sure that everybody knows that he was the man to beat tonight. I mean, that guy was flying. I had 15 lap fresher stickers. Not even that I couldn't pass him. I couldn't even get to him to set up a pass. So I just got done telling RJ, because he's one of RJ's buddies and teammates, that he should be really proud of himself. I think if this race would have gone green, I think Cottle really would have been the guy. He was absolutely lights out. No better term for it here tonight.
Yeah, we were watching that race. We know how strong Josh Cottle was, and for what'll be my second to last question, as the most important one is last, is and on that last caution, you were out front, and then you decide to pit. Now, Christopher Heller had stayed out, and he ended up winning the race. So, do you still believe you were on the better strategy pitting there, or do you think it might have been good to try and stay out?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, hindsight's always 2020. It's going to be like the Coke 600 to 2020 all over again. When Chase Elliott, damned if you do, damned if you don't. I think overall we made the right call. If we look at where we were coming off of turn 4 with that Bransky netcode incident where the caution came out, it doesn't look like we got a caution after that. So assuming that never happened, we would have been clearing Bransky down the front stretch already in second on 15 lap fresher tires than Heller with probably 18, 19 laps to go. I think if I had to go back and do that, I would do it 101 times out of 100 what I did. I'm not going to sit here tonight and lose sleep over it. I got a master's in accounting, so I think I did the math right just to make the strategy work. It just wasn't meant to be tonight, and that's racing. But we get to come back here next week and try it again.
All right, and now for the most important question for my personal favorite car design, gotta love that flavor, is who do you have to thank for quite the show you put on for us?
I mean, everybody again. We at 2511, Chris, Phil Bedford, Nathan Nicholson, and Nick Martin. A couple of those guys got roughed up tonight as well. Hate it for them, but dang, I love it for Chris that he keeps winning, but he could do us a favor and maybe slow down a little bit. I don't know how we're supposed to be gaining points here on him, but everybody at 2511, fantastic team, and I don't expect us to slow down. We've definitely been the class of the field, so all those guys, and thanks to you too. And Jeff, you deserve a shout out because I see what you do on those cameras when I was up there. It's I feel like your work doesn't get appreciated on the camera. So specific shout out to you and Kyle and Alex. Thank you guys so much.
Our hidden assailant, Jeff Johnson, doing the camera work for us tonight. You gotta thank the guys in the background making it all work out. So, hey, thank you, Brandon, for shouting them out, and thank you for the show.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys so much. Take it easy.
All right, Kyle. Sadly, Gavin had a couple issues while we were talking, so we'll just go over the schedule coming up for this week. Kyle, let's head over to it.
Yeah, Gavin had a couple issues. He had to start packing up because he's heading down to Hickory for the Windshield Deep live show down there. So he getting ready for that. We're going to discuss some schedule next week. We're going to be at Auto Club Speedway. Should be a lot of fun in the Cup car. Auto Club's always a lot of fun. And then later on in the week, next Tuesday, we will be at Richmond as we continue Richmond week for the trucks. There's a lot of fun out there today. I'm going to give you a quick top 10 rundown. Christopher Heller, of course, your winner. Josh Cottle able to come home second after dominating all day. A surprise third place with Mark Brannigan Jr. Good race from him. In fourth place, you have Jacob Bransky. Fifth place, RJ Williams. Next in sixth place, you have Spencer Dickinson. William Barbagelata coming home seventh. Aaron Duclos coming home 8th. Nathan Nicholson coming home in the 9th position, and then Hunter Madalinas coming home 10th. All 3 of those Windshield Deep cars getting top 10s tonight. Fantastic race for the Windshield Deep 175. Any last thoughts, Alex?
Any last thoughts? I'm excited for next week. We'll see if the reign of 2511 gets ended anytime soon.
Yeah, 2511 has been so dominant. I've been reading up on Discord here. It looks like there's even a bounty for next week, possibly, for someone whoever beats 2511 racing. Gonna get some cash, possibly. But this has been a really fun season so far for the Great Lakes Cup Series presented by Butt Kicker. We only have 5 races remaining. We have Auto Club, Coda, then we go to Charlotte, then we go to Texas, then we end out in Homestead. Should be a lot of fun, but thanks to y'all for tuning in and talking on the chat. And I'd like to once again congratulate Christopher Heller on a wonderful victory tonight in the Windshield Deep 175. And good night, y'all, and see you either next Tuesday at Richmond for the trucks or next Thursday once again for the Cup Series at Auto Club Speedway. Good night, y'all. Have a fantastic